What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Charles Enoch. You guys already know I'm back with another Invest in Myself episode. So where the intro at? So you guys already know, before I get started, your boy got to do the YouTube thing. So my personal goal is to reach 10,000 subscribers before the end of this year. I know it's a crazy goal, but it's my goal. So let's make this thing happen. So if you're new to the channel, go ahead, take a little bit of time, hit that subscribe button for me. Also, don't forget to hit that like button for me and leave a comment down below. I appreciate anybody that does all these things because it does help me reach a higher audience base. All right, so my apologies. I wasn't able to post a video last week. I had a lot going on trying to square away my investment property, which I will be closing next Tuesday. So I'm really thankful the process is over. And I may have to tell you guys about the story next episode. So anyway, today we're going to be talking about how to pay off your loan using a line of credit. So the first thing we need to know, when you get a loan, the interest is calculated by amortized interest. So depending on the payment number, you're going to pay a set amount of interest for that particular month. So for example, if you have a 30-year fixed rate mortgage, that means that you have 360 payments. So let's say your mortgage is $300,000 and the monthly payment is $1,000. And based on the amortization schedule, the first payment you do, $400 is going to go to principal and $600 is going to go towards the interest. Now, no matter how much extra you put on the payment, you are going to pay $600 of interest for that first payment. You can pay the loan off in full. Even if you had the loan for one day, you are going to pay $600 in interest. Now with a line of credit, the interest is going to be calculated by simple interest. So let's say you have a $300,000 line of credit and you draw all $300,000 out at one time. The interest is going to be calculated daily based off the debt that you currently owe. It's not going to be calculated by a monthly interest. So if I were to draw the whole $300,000 out of my line of credit and then pay it back in 2 days, I'm only paying for 2 days worth of interest. So what we're particularly doing in this strategy is paying off the loan that is calculated in amortized interest with your line of credit to basically convert it to simple interest. Once we do that, we're going to be using the velocity banking method by putting your paycheck into the line of credit, which reduces your daily interest. And then you would slowly pull out your money when you do have expenses and pay those off. Now, based on your cash flow every month, which is the difference between your income and your expenses, will stay onto the line of credit, which will in turn pay down your line of credit till it's paid off. So with this method, you got to remember to have a consistent positive cash flow. Now I know this sounds complicated, but I do got the whiteboard in the back, so we're going to break this thing down. Let's go. All right, so we're on the whiteboard, so we're going to get down to business here. So we have Pay Off Pete. And Pay Off Pete, he's ready to pay off his loan. He's going to be using the velocity banking method to get this paid off. So let's look at Pete's financials here. So Pete, his income is going to be $5,000. That's how much he brings in every single month. Now Pete's expenses are going to be $4,500 every month, which leaves him at a cash flow of $500. Now again, the cash flow is going to be the difference from your income minus your expenses. So pretty much whatever you bring home at the end of the day is going to be your cash flow, which is $500 for Pay Off Pete. Now Pay Off Pete, he's going to have a loan of $5,000 and he's ready to get rid of that thing, right? So the minimum payment per month is going to be $150. The interest that he pays is going to be $80, and then principal is going to be $70 per that $150 monthly payment. Now, Pete went to the bank and he got a line of credit of $10,000. So let's see how the velocity banking method will work for Pete. All right, so we're on the other side. So let's look at the equation and see what Pete's doing to get his loan paid off. So the first thing that Pete wants to do, step one, he's going to take $5,080 from his line of credit to pay off his loan. And why is he taking $5,080? Because remember, the interest on the loan per payment, right, is $80. Again, it does not matter if we pay the loan off in full. Since it's amortized, you are going to pay that $80 for that first payment. So we're going to have to take $5,080 instead of the $5,000 to pay off the loan, right? So pay off Pete, he does that. What that particularly does, since part of his expenses were the $150 per month for the loan, it's going to increase his cash flow by $150, and it's going to decrease his expenses by $150. So the next step, we're going to use his income, $5,000. Again, it does not matter how he gets his income, weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, whenever he gets it, he's going to take whatever amount of money is per paycheck and he's going to put it into his line of credit. Since he has $5,000, he's going to put that into his line of credit. Line of credit should total $9,920. Now, the income that he has left is $0, right? Because he wasn't able to fill up his line of credit. His line of credit is $10,000. He wasn't able to fill that up. So how is he going to pay for his expenses? He's going to use his line of credit. He's pretty much going to draw money out of his line of credit, put it into his checking account, pay his bills off, right? So he's going to use $4,350 because remember, the expenses were $4,500, but we paid off the loan, increasing that cash flow. So now his expenses are only $4,350. So we're going to use that line of credit, $9,920, and then we're going to pay our expenses off, $4,350, which our line of credit is going to equal $5,570 for June. So if we read June, the debt on the loan is $0, and we did have to pay $80 of interest because that was the first payment. We can't avoid it. We got the loan. We are going to pay that interest for the first payment. All right, so we're on the month of February here. So the first thing that we're going to do, we're going to note that step number one, we're done with that, right? Because we completely paid off the loan. So we don't have to do step number one again. Now, what we're going to focus on is step number two. So the first thing that we need to know is our line of credit is $5,570. Now, when we use our income of $5,000 to put onto the line of credit, we would have paid it off in full and we would have a surplus because $5,000 plus the $5,570, we would have $570 left over. So that leads us to our next step. The income that's left over after we pay off the line of credit, we are going to throw towards the expenses. Remember, our new expenses are $4,350 because we got rid of the loan. So we're going to take that $570 minus the $4,350, and we're going to get $3,780. Now, how are we going to pay off those expenses? We're going to use our line of credit. It's paid off. It's paid in full, right? We're going to use that money and we're going to pay off the rest of our expenses. This leaves our line of credit at $6,220 that's available. All right, so we're in the month of March. We already noted we don't have to take care of step number one. So we are on step number two. So our income is $5,000. We need to see how much we need to put onto our line of credit. So we're going to look at the month of February. we see that our line of credit has $6,220. So we're going to use our income, put it on the line of credit, make it go back to full basically, right? Pay it off in full. And then the leftover income that we have is $1,220. Now, what we're going to do with that leftover income, we are going to apply that towards our expenses first. So when we do that, our expenses equal $3,130. Now, how are we going to pay the rest of our expenses? Easy. We're going to use our line of credit of $10,000, put that towards the expenses. Now, our new line of credit is $6,870 of available funds. All right, so we're in the month of April. So let's see what we need to do here. So the first thing, we know our income's $5,000 that we get for the month. Let's look at March. Our line of credit has $6,870 available in cash. So we want to pay off that line of credit. So we're going to put our $5,000 towards that amount to make the line of credit equal $10,000 paid back in full, right? The next step, we're going to use our leftover income, which is going to be $1,870. We're going to apply that towards our monthly expenses of $4,350. And it's going to leave us with the remaining expense of $2,480. Again, we know that we can use our line of credit that we just paid off in full, and then we're going to apply that to our expenses. So our remainder balance on our line of credit is going to be $7,520. We see that the line of credit is increasing by $650 every single month. Pretty much that is our cash flow that we receive, right? Our income minus our new expenses. So the money that's being left over, our cash flow, is just being tucked in away into that line of credit, and then it's paying it off. All right, so we're in the month of May. So the first thing that we're going to do, we're going to look at the month of April. We have $7,520 available on our line of credit. So the first step, we're going to take our income, the $5,000, put as much as we can onto the line of credit, pay it off in full back to that $10,000. Now, our remainder amount left over is going to be $2,520. We are going to apply that towards the expenses, of course, right? So it's going to leave a remainder balance on our expenses of $1,830. We're going to use our line of credit that we just paid off for the month, $10,000 we have available, use part of that, pay off those expenses. Now we have a remainder balance on our line of credit of available funds of $8,170. All right, so we're in the month of June. So the first thing that we're going to do, we're going to see how much available funds that we have starting June. So that'd be the end of May here. So we got $8,170 of available funds on our line of credit. So the first thing we're going to do, our income of $5,000, we're going to put that onto the line of credit as much as we can, pay that thing off in full. It's back up to $10,000. And then the leftover income, we're going to have $3,170, and we're going to apply that towards the expenses, right? So our remainder expenses are going to be $1,180, and we're going to use our line of credit that we paid off yet again. Every single month we're paying that thing off, pretty much parking our paycheck into the line of credit, paid it off in full. We're going to apply that on the expenses, and then we have a remainder available fund balance of $8,820. Now, I did not finish the whole scenario in regards to the line of credit being paid off in full, but we can see that it's getting added up by $650. So in a few months, it would pretty much be getting paid off. So some of the things that we need to take into account that I did not put in just to make this scenario clean. With the line of credit, since they are charging daily interest, daily simple interest, then we did not take that into account. So for example, when the line of credit is $10,000 and is paid in full, they're not charging interest every day is paid in full. But let's say one of your bills costs $200, right? And you had to take out $200. Then they would be charging you whatever the interest rate of that line of credit is in simple interest every single day. So if you don't know how that's calculated, I have several videos about how to calculate simple interest, and I'll have it in the description below if you need help calculating that simple interest equation. So I hope this video was helpful. If it was, definitely leave a comment down below. Remember, hit that like button for me. And if you're new to the channel, go ahead, take that little bit of time, hit that subscribe button for me. And I don't know if you guys have a 3-day weekend like me, President's Day on Monday. If you do, have a good 3-day weekend. If you don't, have a good 2-day weekend. You guys, peace out.